Our feet are often a much maligned part of the body, and people can be really embarrassed by things that affect their feet. But trust me, as a podiatrist, we've seen it all, and there's not much that shocks us. One of the most common things that we see is stock standard garden variety Tinea. So when we talk about Tinea, it really is a fungal infection. So if you think about the things that encourage fungus to grow, so if you think about mushrooms, they grow very well in dark, moist, dank areas. So part and parcel of avoiding Tinea is to keep the area clean and dry and preferably exposed to sunlight when you can. And one of the biggest things that you might want to consider changing are your socks. Commonly, there is quite a high percentage of polyester to a sock. So when we look at it, they have got a lovely stretch to them, but that high percentage of synthetic fibre will create far more sweat. Now, I need to talk about sweat just for a minute because the foot sweats an extraordinary amount. Because of the thicker skin, we have nearly 250,000 sweat glands across our feet, and together they will produce up to a cup of sweat per day. Please be aware that there are lovely socks available that have beautiful soft top, cotton tops, or wool blend in this case, that will expand as your calf expands. So think about your socks for the fit and also for wicking away some of that moisture that tends to get in there and create a perfect opportunity for tinea to grow. So another problem that comes with all that sweating of the foot is that sometimes they can get a little bit smelly. So technically known as Bromhidrosis, it's where the bacteria in the area take advantage of that warm, moist, dark area that shoes and socks encourage, and it can get a little bit more of a bacterial load. So tips for avoiding sweat is wear socks at all times, clean, dry socks. So even if you're wearing shoes that don't normally accommodate socks, try and look for a small socket. So something that just slides over and protects as much of the foot as possible and helps wick that sweat away. The other thing to consider is that all of that sweat is pouring into your shoes, and often it doesn't have a chance to dry out across the day. So if you've got a particular pair of shoes that you must wear for work or that you absolutely love wearing, consider buying 2 pairs and alternating your wear each day. And we actually find, because that does allow the sweat to dry out, you'll end up with 4 times the length of wear available in those shoes because they are completely drying out between, and so they don't tend to degenerate as quickly as what they would if you were wearing them every day. So another thing that people get really embarrassed about is the condition of their toenails. Now, if you get some yellow streaking under your nail, as unappetising as that is generally a sign that there is a fungal infection occurring. So please do pop off and see somebody to have that looked at. The one that concerns me more though is when the nails become black. Now, I think we've probably all at some stage in our life dropped something heavy on our nail and got an instant bruise that can be incredibly painful under our nail. Those kind of blackened nails don't bother me so much, but anybody who develops a black streak or a black patch in that nail that persists, please do see your GP or a podiatrist, because we know that melanomas do occur under the nails, and unfortunately we can't slip, slop and slap on our nails, so they are exposed to the sun quite a bit.